G'day folks, bonjour tout le monde, comment ça va? Hey, I just got a nice little package in the mail today. You know what, this is COVID season and all of that stuff, so I didn't want to take any chances. It's the end of my growing season, but I was a little worried about next spring, so I made sure to order my my seeds in. Not all of my seeds, but you know, my basics. The ones that I really rely on and I really don't want to miss out on. So I ordered them in from Vesseys Seeds like 2 days ago, and they're already here. So right on, Vesseys, good job. Let's take a look at what's in here. Uh-oh. Should have brought some cutting tools. Here we go. There. All right, let's see what's going on in here. Oh boy. Got some paper. All right. So we got everything except for one vegetable, the red night peppers, green red peppers. Didn't come in, they're on back order, but everything else came in. So right on, happy about that. So what have we got? Well, we got one of my favorites. First of all, first and foremost, Scarlet Runner beans. So right now as I'm filming this, it's on my camera and it's mirror image. I'm going to try to flip it over. I'm not sure if I'm going to be tech savvy enough to get that done, but here it is anyways. So we got some Scarlet Runner beans, one of my favorite beans to grow. It's a very prolific, very productive bean. Grows nice and tall, like 12 feet tall, whatever. You got to grow this on a trellis. But it's so productive and it pulls in hummingbirds. It's one of the things that makes my gardening just so enjoyable, to go out there and just to hear the little birds humming as you're gardening while they're humming with you. It just makes a beautiful day to get outside there. So Scarlet Runner beans are in. Good. Now, custard beans, a yellow wax bean. We love a little bit of color on our plate. So we got some beans that are green, some beans that are yellow. And what else we got here? Some more green beans, your regular bush beans. You can never get enough of these. Some of these will grow for the beans, some of these will grow for the beans, some of these will grow just to fix nitrogen. We might throw some of these seeds around the tree or some of that, just to help out. Beans are a nitrogen fixer, the same as peas, and they're just a great thing to add to grow with other plants to help them grow better. Now here in my garden, I grow a no-till garden, so I have mycorrhizal fungi, mushrooms growing underground, and what they do, if you don't till, tilling breaks those mushroom roots in the ground. So if you don't till, what they do is they go and attach themselves to all kinds of plant roots, and they exchange nutrients back and forth, nutrients, water, all kinds of stuff. So if you're growing beans among your corn, for instance, those mycorrhizal fungi will take the nitrogen. We'll trade some nitrogen for sugars with the bean and then give it to your corn or sunflowers or whatever it is that you want to grow there. And they kind of exchange all of that stuff. It's remarkable how that all works. But anyways, so as you can see, we grow a lot of beans. They're essential. They're really essential to make a good garden grow. Plus, super productive. You can never have enough. Right on. Got my beans. Of course, have to have some corn. Corn on the cob is delicious stuff. The best thing to do, especially if you want to save some seed. Now, I've not been saving seed a whole lot lately. We save potatoes and garlic and some certain seeds. But seeing how things sometimes can be a little tricky, getting supplies and getting the varieties that you want, the best thing to do then, if you want to save seeds, is grow one variety. So here we've got sweetness corn. How can you go wrong with sweetness corn, right? So one variety of corn, and I'm going to be able to save the seeds at the end of the season, unless it's a hybrid. I did not check, see if this is a hybrid. If it's a hybrid, it might not be true to type. It'll still be corn. It might have unreliable next generation. Sometimes it does some funny things, but if it's stable variety, your heirloom varieties, for instance, are stable. So if you save those seeds, they're good for generation to generation. So sweetness corn. It looks like we might have ourselves a corn boil next fall. All right. So what else we got here? Beets. Detroit Dark Red Supreme. I love these names. Supreme. Beets are awesome. We love our pickled beets. Easy to grow. Lovely taproot. The greens are edible. The bulbs are edible. Fantastic vegetable. Love my beets. Gotta have beets. Oh, look. And what do we got here? More beets. This is a second variety. So your Detroit Dark Red is your main crop. And these are first crop. So these should be ready a little earlier in the season. So I might grow these first crop for the greens mostly. And if they give me good bulbs, right on. Beet bulbs don't have to be huge. If they get too big, they can get a little woody. But if they're nice and tender or they're nice and small, so I don't mind having a smaller beet, and some beet greens are just delicious. Now we got into, see, these are all main crops, so they're big packets, right? So now we got some of the rest. Oh, look at this. Ooh, you got to see this. All right, first of all, we got Bronco cabbage. It's a standard for mid-season cabbage. So I expect to harvest some cabbage in the middle of the season, probably August, something like that. And, right on. So we got our cabbage. Carrots. Goldfinger. So my topsoil, I don't have very, very deep topsoil, but I did make raised beds and kind of amended it quite a bit. I've got about a foot of growing space in my garden beds. So I want a carrot that's going to be able to fill that and kind of not hit a hard pan underneath. I'm growing on heavy clay soil here, so at a certain depth there, it gets a little rough for some root vegetables, but should grow pretty good. Goldfinger should be a good size. It stays, it's not a pointy carrot, it's like more of a stubby one, so you get more like consistent size carrots. So here's an experiment. I saw this, red sun carrots. So this variety of carrots is deep red. It's a red carrot instead of orange. Color on the plate, I don't know about its flavor. I've never grown this before. It looked good. Hey, why not? Give it a shot. Leeks. Now this is a wonderful onion type vegetable. It's really nice for soups and all that stuff. It's a mild flavor. Stir fries, all of that. It's lovely, lovely. It takes a long time to grow. So expect to start, these seeds are going to be, around February. I'm going to be starting these seeds. These are the first things that I'm going to plant. So here we got cucumbers, Regal cucumbers. This is a pickling cucumber. I'm looking for things that are going to be easy to grow and just make my job a little easier gardening. It's not always as easy as I make it sound sometimes, but it is a little bit of work. Cucumbers have a tendency to be hit hard with cucumber beetles, but I think I found the method that works best here. I've been struggling for cucumbers for the last 3 or 4 years. This summer I just took chicken manure right out of the run in early spring. I laid it down under a tarp for a month. Then I planted right in there, and goodness, we had a glut of cucumbers, so it was great. I'm going to do that again next summer, and these hybrid picklers should give us some pickles for all winter long, hopefully. So here's another pickle, or another cucumber. This one is called Raider. So with a name like Raider, I expect it to be a very aggressive grower. This is just your regular slicing cucumber, and I don't need to grow a whole lot of these for our household. We're just 3 in the household here, so 5-6 plants of this should be enough. But there should be 20 or so seeds in there, so I have enough seeds for the next few years. As long as you grow them to keep seeds, you have to grow them kind of secluded from other varieties. So I wouldn't grow these around other cucurbits like squashes or anything like that there if I want to keep the seeds. So usually I would plant onion bulbs. We're a short season, so the best thing to do is to plant your bulbs in the spring, and by fall you have time to grow. But onion bulbs were hard to find this summer, so I decided to go with seeds instead. Now this is new for me. So we've got this North Star onions. A sensational early hybrid, bred especially for northern cool regions. That's us. Shows resistance to botrytis and white rot. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's a good thing. North Star forms a perfect globe-shaped bulb with light brown skin and mild-flavored white flesh. Start indoors in short season areas, mature 90 days. So maturity would be from the time you put it out. 3 months to grow. So I'll probably start these at the same time as I start my leeks in February. Globo. So we're going to try for some big onions this year. So Globo is supposed to be a very large onion, not the type that will store very well, but for, we do a lot of pickles and stuff like that, so it's kind of nice if you, instead of peeling a whole bunch of tiny little onions, grab a big onion and chop it up. It's a lot more efficient. So for our pickling, this is the one we're going to be going for. I'm not going to try to store this, I'm just going to try to grow as many as I can. Now, here we go. Carmen peppers. This is a sweet pepper. No hot peppers here. I'm not a spice guy, but the Carmen pepper here is a nice long, narrow pepper, sweet pepper, and it looks good to me. I want to try it. Spinach, very early crop. I have a hard time growing spinach here. Springs are a little weird. For some reason, my spinach tends to bolt right away. So I'm going to give it another try next year. I'll try a couple of different things. Maybe try some spinach in different gardens. Sometimes it's just a spot that's the wrong spot. Something to do with the soil, the air currents, who knows. I'll try some spinach a little bit all over the place. You plant this in early spring. As soon as the ground can be worked. And good luck to me. Maybe we'll get some spinach next year. Summer squash. This is a spaghetti squash. So we love spaghetti squash. It's a great vegetable. If you haven't grown spaghetti squash, I mean, you can cook it with spaghetti sauce like a spaghetti. But if you expect it to be spaghetti, it isn't that. We just enjoy just slice it in half, get the seeds out, spritz a little bit of oil on there, salt, pepper, whatever herbs you like, and put that in the oven, just the 2 halves with the cut side up. And just once it's cooked, after 20 some minutes at 390 or 400 degrees, you just take a fork and you just pull it off of the inside of the thing, and it turns into these lovely little strands. Delicious stuff. So we got our spaghetti squash. So sunburst summer squash. Now these make these tiny little round squashes that kind of look like little UFOs, little bumpy little edges, like little yellow UFOs. They're pretty little thing. They're great, like they're personal size squash. Basically, just put it in your oven, just take the top off and sprinkle a little bit of oil and some herbs and spices, and it's a delicious side dish right there. And they're super productive. They're kind of like zucchinis. They keep producing. They make a bush, and they just keep producing all summer long. So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, we make a lot of tomato sauce. So here we got our Roma tomatoes. So we plant a lot of those. There should be a couple of hundred of seeds in there. So I'm really looking forward to getting these into the ground. This has been a staple to our garden here for years. It's a determinate tomato. Basically what it does, it makes a shrub, and you get one harvest at the end of the season. So that's my seed order for 2021. So right now it's we're in October in 2020. So, you know, I didn't want to take any chances. I wanted to be sure to have my seeds in hand because I need, I rely so heavily on the garden for food security in my household. We save so much money growing our own food. And not only that, but the nutrient quality. I know there's nothing sprayed on my food. I know that I'm the only one who touched it before we eat it. You know, you know where your food comes from. And you feel secure growing your own food. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how good it feels at the end of a season to look at your freezer. It's full of vegetables, full of preserves. You got bottles, you got dried herbs, dried foods. You got your pantry's full. That feels so good. You know, I can't say enough about that. So this is my little unboxing video. Oh, I can't wait for the corn then. So anyways, this is the kind of thing, at the end of the season, I'm already dreaming about next spring and the next garden that we're going to do. Got all kinds of plans, all kinds of ideas. Stay tuned to my Facebook page here. Check out my YouTube channel. I have my personal YouTube channel, Mario Duaron, so just check that out. I've also got Inclusion Kent, where we put up some educational videos on how to garden for food security here in Kent County, New Brunswick. So on that one, I put up videos that explain how to do the gardening thing, things that work here. I'm not an expert. This is just me with my experiences and the what we do here, and it works for us. The certain varieties that we talk about and planting times is going to apply to anybody that's in our area here. And you'll see the results that what we get out of what we do, and learn how to make the best out of what you got in your own backyard. So anyways, thanks for watching, and tune in next time.